Today we have landed in Rome, Italy. We're here for a few days to reacquaint ourselves with this lovely city. It's been a few years since we've been here and we've got a lot to see. So we have made our way to our hotel, which is the Apollo Boutique Hotel here in the Prati district of Rome. It's really close to the Tiber River on one side, and then to the other side you've got the Vatican. So we're in a central spot. We've not stayed in this area before, but it's a place that we thought, look, let's give it a go. So a perfect launch pad to discover Rome on this trip. So we have made our way down to Piazza del Popolo, which is just around the corner from our hotel. Piazza del Popolo is a huge urban square.
What's intriguing of Piazza del Popolo is this massive obelisk that's actually in the middle of the square. And that obelisk was actually brought to Rome when Egypt came under the Roman Empire. And it actually has stood here for many thousands of years. It did collapse in Rome's past, and it was actually it lay on the ground for many hundreds of years until it was re-erected up. And what they did at the end was to put a cross on top of the obelisk.
After a short walk along the banks of the Tiber, we made our way to cross the Ponte St. Angelo, which is one of the most intact ancient bridges in Europe. The bridge leads to the Castel St. Angelo, which originally was the mausoleum of the Roman Emperor Hadrian and is now a national museum. It is a popular tourist spot day and night and is the perfect backdrop for a photo.
So we've just taken a quick pit stop and gotten some gelato. Our first gelato, I've got kiwi and lemon, and Sebastian, what have you got?
I've got like a cherry flavour.
Perfect.
Very nice.
This is so refreshing on a hot summer day in Rome. Amazing. The kiwi's great.
After walking some more, we decided to call it an afternoon and headed back to our hotel to rest and recharge. The next day, we set off early with a mission to get from Lepanto to Barberini station to visit the infamous Fontanaditrevi nearby. This was our third time here and our plan was to beat the crowds. Typically, we got distracted on our way and despite best intentions, we arrived to a very busy Fontanaditrevi. So moral of the story, good friends, is just to go any time of the day as it will be busy.
We've made our way to the Fontanaditrevi. This is one of the most beautiful, if not the most beautiful fountains in all of Italy.
Now, I have actually heard that if you do come here around maybe 2 or 3 in the morning, it's quite empty. Right now it's full of tourists, but that's something maybe you might want to try in the future.
Okay, so we're going to go throw our coins in and we're just making our way through the maze of people here. We'll get there eventually. So the myth goes that if you throw 1 coin, you will return to Rome. If you throw 2 coins, you will fall in love with an attractive Italian. And if you throw 3 coins, you will marry the person that you meet.
Actually, from memory, we did come here maybe in the late 2000s, and I do recall throwing a coin into the actual fountain, and we have been back to Rome several times in our lifetimes.
So, for me, okay, I'm very economical. I just throw 1 coin in because I've already met the person that I am with and married them. So, I don't need to do the 3 coins, 1 is enough.
So with that, we farewelled Fontanaditrevi once more and made our way to the Spanishsteps.
So we've now made our way to the beautiful Spanish Steps. The Spanish Steps is in the Plaza of España.
España.
España is how you pronounce it?
España.
España. And well, essentially the Spanish Plaza, and it is a beautiful part of town. Lovely steps leading up to this lovely church behind us.
And there's also an obelisk behind as well. I think it's one of 4 in Rome.
The Spanish Steps take claim as the longest and widest steps in Europe. Completed in 1726, they link the square to the church above, and once up the top, the views are pretty special overlooking Rome.
So what we're doing at the moment is we're bordering the forum, and there are a lot of viewing platforms where you can actually see the forum below, and this is just one of those places. So a lot of tourists would actually pay to go into the forum, which is a really good thing to do if you've never done it. I highly recommend that. But sometimes when you've done it once or twice, sometimes it's just nice to have a look at the old ruins from afar, and this is beautiful. Look.
So we've taken a pit stop and are having lunch here at a lovely restaurant, just not too far from the Colosseum. We have literally got the lunch for kings at the moment. Would you look at these things?
We actually, the owner of the restaurant asked us what we actually wanted to eat, so he just made some suggestions of the focaccias, which is what the speciality of the house is. So we just said to him, just put whatever. So who knows what we have here, but it looks amazing and very delicious as well.
So sometimes forget the menu, ask for what the specialty is, and enjoy.
Today, Jeremy and I have come to the Bath of Caracalla, which is a 5 or 10 minute walk from the Circus Maximus metro station. The Bath was the largest and best preserved complexes of antiquity.
So during their heyday, the baths of Caracalla were actually quite special. They were adorned in marble, so it would have been quite spectacular. So the frescoes in this part of the baths on the ground are particularly beautiful, and we're walking over some scaffolding so we can actually get a really close view of them. So that was the baths of Caracalla. A massive structure, and actually quite impressive that they built such a huge structure so many years ago.
So right now we're actually walking towards Parco Appia Antico, and our plan is to actually go and see the old highway that used to connect Rome from the provinces. So this is, I'm assuming, is part of that road, but we haven't got to the park yet. We probably have to walk another 5 to 10 minutes. So Jeremy and I have actually come to Museo de la Mura on our way to the Parco Antico, and this is I guess part of the old Roman walls which protected the city in the past.
So we have now made it up to the top of the Museo de la Mura. This is a wonderful viewing platform which overlooks the city below, and we can see various points of Rome. A bit hard to capture them on the camera, but the view from up here is fantastic. I think it was about 4 or 5 levels coming up, and all the way through there was all this intricate artwork and sculpture, so lots of points of interest in the Museo de la Mura.
This museum is free entry and it's open until 2 p.m. daily.
So Sebastian and I are continuing to stroll through the Parque Antico, and we've made some new friends. Let me show you. There they are.
Don't forget the star.
And this is my best friend. Hello. So we are staying in the Prati district of Rome, and it's actually been really nice to stay in this particular area. It's very, very close to the Vatican and all the typical sites in Rome, but it offers what is a very residential feel, which is exactly what we were after.
Now, they were saying that the Prati area of Rome was a planned area of Rome, so it resembles a lot of what other cities in Europe look like. And like Jeremy was saying, it was very residential. However, there's lots of plazas and little shops like supermarkets and also cafes and bars. And right now we're going to a bar called Down Under. Yes, very cliche, very typical. Okay, but we are feeling a little bit like home vibes. So we're gonna see what beers they have there and just how down under it is. We made it to the bar and I'm having a new Weiss beer.
Yeah. And I have decided to go for a hoppy beer, which is actually quite nice. So the Down Under bar definitely has got some themes which are Australian. Inside they have a mural, which is quite nice, of the centre of Australia, Uluru, Esrock. And they have some posters and gimmicky kind of things, but it's actually quite nice, and it's definitely themed.
I'm actually surprised I don't have Foster's on the tap, because one of the posters is about Foster's. Although Foster's is not a beer that we sell in Australia, I've only drank it once, and that was in London, and it wasn't very nice. So we have made it to Piazza Navona this afternoon. Our plan is to have an aperitivo and then go to Trastevere.
So it is soon to be night time. The vibe here has really picked up, lots and lots of people, although there's probably people here all throughout the day. This is a wonderful square and we really love this particular place, which is why we've chosen this place as where we will spend our final night, having an aperitivo before heading out, and it never ceases to disappoint. It's a wonderful plaza, and from here we will end our travel vlog.
That's right, we will say arrivederci to all of you guys.
So thank you for tuning in for yet another episode of Finding Jeremy and Sebastian. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next vlog.